Good afternoon. Welcome all you PAD warriors and people who are into getting healthy and keeping on moving. This is Marcia and it's Moving Mondays. So last week I got you through a lot of description about some Tai Chi warm-up exercises that we can do. And we can go ahead and go through those again today, but it's not going to be nearly as lengthy. I'm not going to verbalize as much. So follow along the best you can. The first thing you want to do is, of course, let's find our happy feet. Getting ready to do Tai Chi is a very important part of the whole process. It's a process of getting yourself grounded and present and feeling solid on your feet. So your feet are about hip width apart. Your toes are pointing basically straight forward. And then we sink our pelvis. Just relax your tailbone a bit with your knees bent. And that opens up your quad. So we get in this position. And now we're going to do 2 for our neck. So we come up with our arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pretending you're hanging from a string from the ceiling of the universe, so that when you do this motion, you're kind of like a slinky. And there's this gentle up and down motion, your knees. And your chin gets tucked down, not real far like that, but just tucked in as you stretch back and try to touch those shoulder blades. And then it tilts down again a little bit as you put your arms down. Now our next neck exercise, we're going to take our Qi ball and raise up your left hand and simply follow it with your neck, nothing else. Your head moves, you follow it with your eyes and your neck. You come down, palms cross, and you follow the other hand. And come back. And with each passing, you can stretch your neck a little bit further. Just stay in your comfort range. Breathing naturally. And there's 2 for our neck. And now we're going to roll our shoulders forward about 3 to 5 times. You might feel some cricks in there. If you do, you can do it more. If you're loose, you can do it less. And then roll backward. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. So now we take our Qi ball again. We're going to do 2 for the spine. So again, remember you're on that string hanging from the ceiling. And you're going to slightly come down as you push up with your left hand on the ceiling, down on the floor. Palms cross. And do the other side. Please notice this movement is very easy and gentle. I'm not stretching way up like that. I'm not reaching my shoulder up to my ear. My shoulders stay down. So slinky stretches. It recoils a bit. All right, now our next spine exercise, we're going to take our Qi ball again. Remember, we're playing with the energy of life here. This time we're going to twist gently to our left, and don't use your hips. Just try to twist your spine gently to the left. Your Qi ball goes over one knee and not further. You flip the ball, and you come back rotating over to your other knee. Just gently twisting your spine, keeping your hips in place. I actually forgot one on the shoulders, so we're going to go back up for a minute to our shoulders. This happens. It's all good. So we're going to do this showering Qi movement, which is really lovely and graceful. Inhale. Flip your palm. Inhale. Exhale. Gather all that good energy. Bring it back down to your lower dantian right here, our energy engine. It's the middle of our balance, and it's the center of our breath as well. All right, so where were we? I think we were on. Did 2 for the back, so now we're on our hips. This one's a little bit funny, the zombie walk. And be mindful when you shift your weight over to your right foot, move your palms back and step forward, a small step. The heel of the toe that's your front foot should be about in line with your back leg's toe. So come forward and go back. Come forward, go back. If you want, you can do your toe up and get a good stretch in your leg there, keeping your weight balanced on the back leg, which is full weight. If you need to stop in the middle to get your balance, feel free. Now, let's switch sides. Arms back, foot forward. And back and forward. And back and forward. Back and forward. And we come back, get our Qi ball again. And this time, instead of pushing on the ceiling and the floor, we're going to push on the wall. We're going to push on our left wall gently. With a little bit of pressure, but no big heavy exertion. Everything is easy in Tai Chi. And we're going to push and step out with our opposite foot. If you notice, this hand is about where my shoulder is, and this arm isn't way out there. Nothing's exaggerated. There's easy movements in all of this. So push, step, come back, push, step, push, step. And really the push and the step you'll find kind of happen at the same time for more fluid motion and movement. But to explain it, That's how I say it. Push, step. Push, step. All right, so now we've done the hips and we're down to our knees. And we take a position here, Wu-Ji, with loose fists. Nothing is crimped. You can actually look through your fists like they're binoculars, is what I mean by loose fists. Make sure our balance is good. And we're going to step with our left. So the weight goes on the right. Punch with the right, but keep that weight on your back leg. Come back. Change feet. Weight is on that back leg. Punch. Back. Punch. Your punch can have a spiral motion in it, which is lovely. Very fluid, easy to do. Feels good. All right, now our next knee one is similar, same loose fists. But this time we're going to step forward with our left foot so the full weight is on my back right. Heel, toe. Now shift your weight forward. Now punch. That's like a slow motion way to get power into your punch. It really comes from our hips. Heel, toe, shift your weight forward, punch, come back. Change feet. Heel, toe, shift, punch, come back. One more on the other side. Heel, toe, punch, come back. All right, now we're down to our feet. This is, you can use a chair if you need to hold on to a chair for balance or not. You can put your hands on your hips, that your elbows act kind of like a counterbalance. And with our left foot, we're going to go heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Come back. Other foot. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. I'm only doing 3 on my right foot because my right toes are quite sore. I have them individually wrapped up this morning. And I also have a Vitaderm patch applied to my foot. It goes around it on the side and bottom. So anyway, that's all from having a procedure Friday. The blood flow got going a little bit and I can feel it in my tootsies. All right, so one last foot exercise now. Hands on hips. Left foot, we're going to go in with the ankle and out. And try not to do it from your hip. I mean, yes, we're all connected, so the hip and knee are going to move some, but remember to focus your attention on the body part that we're doing. So we're trying to stretch our ankles in and out. Other foot, in, out, in, out, in, out. Good. Now, you can shake it off. If your legs are feeling crampy, this is a good thing to do. It breaks up the lactic acid, which can cause a Charlie horse, which is no fun. can also do some of these where we like stretch up, push our shoulders down. Clench your fist loosely. And a couple more gathering Qis. Put all that good energy we gather from around us right back into our energy engine right here. And those are the warm-ups. So, and this is our Tai Chi salute. Right hand makes a fist. The left palm covers it. The palms are outside loosely on the edge of each hand. They're not tucked in. They're not sticking out. So, and we bow. We hinge from the hips, keeping our back straight like a tabletop. So I salute you, all my PAD warriors who are learning Tai Chi. Now, I think before I get going on the beginning moves of this 12 sequence movement we're going to learn in Tai Chi, I want to sit down a minute, rest my foot a spell, and talk to you about a couple of things. I'd like to talk to you about breathing. Breathing is such an important aspect of Qi Gong and Tai Chi. And as I've said, generally in this form of Tai Chi we're learning, which is called Sung style, we inhale through our nose, which has hair in it for filters, and we exhale through our mouth. And when we exhale, you can even really do it like a big sigh of relief, just relaxing your whole body, letting that string just bounce gently. Just relax. And again, there's 4 parts to breathing. We inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And we do this automatically, even if we're breathing fast, even if we're running, there's still always a pause between an inhale and an exhale, no matter how brief it is. Now, an important aspect of breathing in Tai Chi and Qigong and yoga is something called lower dantian breathing or belly breathing. And your lower dantian is down here about 3 inches below your belly button and about 3 inches inside back, you know, just in front of your spine kind of. And this is our energy engine right down here. Now, the way our lungs work are interesting, and a lot of people don't even consciously realize this. A lot of people breathe from up here in their lungs, and they're missing out on all this other breath down here in their lower lungs. So belly breathing is basically what it sounds like. When you inhale, you want to consciously push that belly out. When you exhale, you want to bring it back in. And what this does is it invokes like a bellows. Our diaphragm is what is actually pumping air in and out of our lungs. So when we inhale, the diaphragm moves down to fill up. And when we exhale, it pushes up to exhale. So it's like, you know, those bellows things you use in a fireplace, kind of like that. So all from the belly. And if you really concentrate on this belly breathing, you're going to find that your core muscles begin to get stronger, and not six-pack abs. They're different muscles. They engage different muscles down here more in your pelvis. So it's really important to focus on our breathing when we do Tai Chi and Qigong. There's many different angles that we can put our mind to when we practice. And breathing is just one of them, but I think it's probably the most important one. There's other things we can focus on, like our movement. Is it slow and flowing? You can focus on full weight on one leg empty weight on the other. Focus on our steps. Are they small? Are our movements small? Even though when we practice and you see a crowd of people practicing Tai Chi, it looks rather grand, but if you stop and really look, they're small steps, they're small movements. They just look grand because they're graceful and slow. Any questions about anything that we've covered so far? Because I'm going to go ahead and start on the next couple steps that we're going to be learning in this series of Tai Chi movements for arthritis and fall prevention. So I just want to stop a minute and see if anybody has any questions. All right. Guess no news is good news, huh?
Well, you know what's interesting, Marcia, is that when you're actually doing this, you don't feel like you're doing very much, but you really moving the energy, you can actually feel it deep down. You can,
Yeah.
at your core, but I even feel it just going all the way through my body. It's a whole different um, feeling. It's hard to describe unless you're actually you've seen the difference of how you woke up. It's Monday morning and you have a long week ahead, so much to do, and you just are just rushing from one thing to another, right? And then you stop and do this, and it's like, wow, oh my God, I have the whole world at my fingertips.
Yeah, it's so grounding and centering and calming. And the beauty of Tai Chi and Qi Gong is that it's also physical exercise, but it's also it builds great mindfulness because of focusing, paying attention all the time, checking in with our bodies. How do I feel? Am I breathing right? Am I moving right? And when
Yeah.
we first begin learning this, it's hard. It's a little tricky because we haven't developed body memory yet. Like after a while, it's like I don't even have to think about the move because it's like kind of autopilot, which it's a double-edged sword because I could float off just doing the movement, not really being present with how does my body feel? Can I feel my energy circulating in this beautiful engine we have that goes from our throat down our spine to our tailbone. That's called our conception channel. And then the energy comes up our tailbone, up our spine, up to the crown of our head and back around to the throat. And the thing that connects it is our tongue touching the roof of our mouth. That is what makes a complete circuit. So that's another weird little thing to get used to, especially exhaling with your mouth open and your tongue touching the roof of your mouth. It takes a little bit of practice, but you know what? My first Qigong instructor is famous for saying, he says, butcher the form. We do the best we can with what we have, where we are. And if you can't reach your arm up high, if you can only go like this, fine, butcher the form, but you can imagine yourself doing the move correctly. You can imagine yourself lifting your leg up and stepping over. You can imagine shifting your weight, full weight, and recentering. Our imagination has great power, and it's really so helpful. I can't tell you how helpful it is. I'll be driving down the road even, doing some finger Zen Qigong and imagining doing moves with it. And I get home and practice, and boy, the moves come pretty easy because I've already imagined it. So that's another little trick.
Curious if this would be something for our friends who have had a PAD amputation, that if they're sitting in their chair and they can't stand and they don't have the leg there to move, would they still reap the same benefits if they're imagining that leg that is not there moving in the way that it would if it were?
I'm truly believe so. I don't have scientific data to give you because unfortunately, there's scientific evidence-based studies on Tai Chi and how it affects our bodies and minds and stuff, but there's not very many Qi Gong ones. But I know that there's been studies done where they take a mirror, and so you can see your stump in the mirror, and you can pretend it's your other leg, and you can watch it in the mirror, but you're moving your stump. And it's had this amazing effect on brain signals to ease off the pain and the phantom pain in the leg that's no longer there, because they're seeing like their full leg in a mirror. If that makes sense, if I'm describing it correctly. But I know they've done these cool mirror studies with amputees, and it's been very beneficial. So if a mirror works, why can't our imaginations work, which are really powerful? It just takes some practice to get mindful, to slow down enough to pay attention to what our bodies are trying to tell us. And that's where pain comes in. Pain is a signal. It's something that, throughout our evolution, we developed that say, hey, something's wrong, back off, slow down, whatever. And we've gotten so fast and such like short-term memory, running around. I'm late. I have 500 things to do. I'm late. I can't even do one thing because I have 500 other things on my mind. And no wonder people can't focus. So this is the beauty of practicing Qigong and Tai Chi, is that it does slow us down enough for us to start connecting with our energy. Seriously, I know people that they're like, oh, you're full of it. I don't feel any energy between my palms. I'm not feeling anything. But just keep practicing it and paying attention, and you will start to feel this energy flowing in your body. And then the beauty of it is, because we do have this mind that can focus, I can take this very energy, this life force energy, and I can focus it going down my blood vessels, feeding my toes and my feet, my calves and my knees and my thighs, and back up, refreshing in my lungs, the heart. And it's very powerful stuff. I mean, it's been around since for eons and eons, for thousands and tens of thousands of years it's been around. So another little thing, since I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head at the moment, my foot is bothering me. I watched him the other day, the gentleman who's the vet guy, who's a marathon champ, Ironman champ. And he said something to me that really struck me. He said, there's two kinds of regrets. There's the regret of discipline, or how did he say it? There's two kinds of pain: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And I really like that, because we all suffer some pain from PAD, I'm sure. Like, my foot's hurting me right now, but I'm not enveloped all in it. And one thing too that he really touched on a lot that I like was the yoga toes. Spreading your toes apart as far as you can, widening the base of our stance, connecting with earth more through our little, like, pretend they're little webbed duck feet, and you're stretching them out. And if you can't stretch them out, you can get a little tool like this. I have this little tool. It's easy to hold, and it's very good at massaging in between those valleys of your toes. And start off gently, because I'm telling you, like, I have to be super, super soft and easy doing this, especially yesterday, because my whole foot feels bruised. The bottom of it, top of it, my toes, it all feels bruised. So, but the point is, I had some pipes open, so yeah, I'm going to have some more neuropathy. And the best way to get rid of the neuropathy is to walk through the pain. And I'm happy to tell y'all that I've already walked over a mile today. So, woo. All right. Shall we begin to learn the first steps of our Tai Chi routine? I'll show you. First of all, again, we always check in. Always check in. Find your happy feet. Smile from the heart. Get yourself grounded. Feel that energy. And this first move is called commence. I'm going to show it to you from the front view, the side view. It's probably all we need. Arms up, palms facing. Again, I kind of stretch my slinky and my spine. Come down, and I draw a U. Then when I get up to chest level, I'm going to shift my weight to my right foot. I'm going to step forward with my left foot. I'm going to offer you my Qi ball. What? You don't want it? Open, close. So those are the two moves. And commencement is easy enough to remember. I'll tell you a little story about it if you like. Help me remember it. But first of all, I know there's a U in it. And so where is commencement heard? At a university, right? So this motion, I'll do it sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. We start in our position, and then we commence. Coming up. You like my ball? No? You draw the U. Okay. So again, commence. Draw my U. When I'm at the bottom of the U is when my foot goes forward, left foot, small step. You like my ball? No? Okay. So I don't know, it probably wouldn't help you too much to see that from the back, except that the leg movement would be correct. Again, my happy feet. See, I'm sinking slightly in my claw, my knees bent. Come up. Step forward with my left. Offer the ball. As my hands come back. My other foot comes forward. Open. And I close. So let's do this a few times so we get the hang of it. For this particular movement, would you guys rather see it sideways or front on? Front on, remember, it's reversed. My left looks like the right. But all right, well, I'm just going to do some more from.
Yeah, I like it if you can rotate a little bit, do maybe a little bit front and then a little bit to the side, just
Yeah, and
especially in the beginning until we get a hang of it.
Yeah, I'll just keep going kind of around in a circle. So I'm going to start. This is my left arm. So I found my happy feet, relaxed in my claw. I'm going to offer the ball. I slink down a little bit in my knees as I come up. Inhale. As I come down. Exhale. When I'm at the bottom of the U is when I transfer my weight to my right foot and step forward with my left. and then transfer the weight through. As I push the ball towards you, I'm offering you my Qi ball. Oh, not too much. Okay. Open wide. Exhale as we close. So from the front. Got my good feet going. Feel nice and loose. You know, anytime you can always stop and wiggle. There's no tight rules. You know, I mean, in olden days, the instructors were harsh and, you know, scolding. But as Tai Chi and Qi Gong have come over to America, the way of instructing has softened a bit, and I think that's a nice thing. So, if you can't do it, butcher the form and imagine doing it. So up, down, as my ball is to my belly, shift my weight to the right foot, step forward with my left, follow through with my right as I offer you the ball. Open, close. The open and close is a very important move. It's a transition move between steps, actually, to keep it looking graceful, but it's much more than that. It's such a simple way of pausing and taking just a quick glance at how your body's feeling with a big, deep inhale and a nice, relaxing exhale. So open and close, very important move. All right, from this side now, this is my right leg. Got my happy feet going on. I'm dangling from the ceiling. My chin is tucked. My shoulders are down. I feel stable on my feet. My chest is open. From the back. So it will look the same way you're moving. So, got my good feet. So you guys starting to get a feel for this? Do it a few more times. I'll do it a few more times. Never hurts. So from the front. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Up. Now, up and step with the left foot. Offer the ball. Follow through with your other foot. Open. Close. And commence. This is my right side now. Commence. All right. Let's do this again. And commence. Arms up to draw the outside part of my U. Come back down. I'm going to use at the very bottom near my lower dantian. I shift my weight and I draw the upper part, inside part of the U as I step forward with my left foot. And now I'm offering you the ball and following through with my step of my right foot to keep balance. And I open and I close. How are we doing with this move? Getting it? Yes, no, do it some more. Okay, if you guys want, we have time. It looks like I'm not really following the time, Kim, so keep me apprised. We can actually start on the next move if you like. This is where the fun begins. And the next move is called wave hands. So we have our first two moves. Now, after a nice pause from our open close, I'm going to shift my weight left. And I'm going to put my hands up. And I'm going to step out to my right as I pull this curtain open with my left hand. And then I'm going to come back in with my right arm and leg, which leaves me ready to now step right 3 times. And they're small steps as I'm doing this circle with my Qi ball. 2. And as you can see, I'm on a 6-foot rug in my house. And my steps are so small that I don't cross it. Now we have another open and a close. And this time I'm going to step left. So I look right. Now I'm going to bring my right foot and leg in. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. You know what? We're biting off too much. We're biting off too much. Let's just go back to our first wave hands. Because the way this sequence of moves works is that if you do one thing on one side, you're going to do it on the other side. So that's how this whole thing breaks down. And by the end of the 12 moves, you end up right where you started, basically. So it's very pretty sequence of moves. All right, let's commence. Shift weight right. Step with your left. Offer the ball as you shift your weight forward. Back of the foot, your arms. Open. Close. Now from here, I'm going to step right. This is called single whip to the right. Even though I'm pushing the curtain to the left, it's called single whip right because I stepped with my right foot. So there's a single whip right. And we come back in. And because I brought my foot back in, now I can step to the right and wave my hands 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then we come back to an open and a close. So I'm going to stop there because otherwise, I don't know, for me, it was confusing enough learning that move. And then to switch my brain and do it the other way was like, whoa, that's too much. My brain hurts. Let's have our body memorize this move first. So
Okay, good, because I thought I was the only one that wasn't quite getting it. So I'm glad to see if you can do it, so I can catch this.
So I'm going to turn around and do it.
Okay.
The reason for turning around is because people on Zoom have a tendency to move the same direction I'm moving, forgetting that it's not mirrored. It's crisscross.
Exactly.
So I'm going to turn around and we'll do it this way. I'm going to move this chair just a little bit more. All right, from the beginning, got my feet grounded, got my happy feet, my happy heart. Let's commence. Drawing the U towards my body, the bottom. Step forward, left foot. Offer my Qi ball as I follow through step with my right. Open. Close. Now from here, we're going to take a small step to the left. So we lean, or excuse me, we're going to lean a little bit on our left foot because we're going to step right. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. So we're going to lean on our left so we can step right. And as we step right, we're moving the curtain open to the left. And we're following that hand movement with our neck and our eyes. Generally, you can focus just past your hand. Now come back in with your right foot and your right hand. So you got your Qi ball again. And now, because you've brought your foot back in, it's easy enough to go to the right 3 times. So I'm waving my hands with my step. 1, 2, 3. open, close. So let's take it from instead of it from commence, we're just going to take it from open, close, and then go right into the 3 steps. Wave hands to the right. We do a single whip right, and then wave hands right. Those are the 2 moves that we're doing. So open, close, shift weight left, move my hand, my right hand and foot to the right a bit, shift my weight right as I open the curtain to the left, and now I can shift my weight left and bring my right arm and foot back in. Because now I'm centered and balanced again, and it's going to be easy for me to go to the right 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Open, close. So the thing that threw me for a while on this was this arm movement, the first one of going out and then back in. And I was confusing it with looking left at the same time. And it took me a while to get it. So I'm gonna, for the sake of the way I learned it easier, is I sped the movement up just a bit to get my body flow to feel how it feels to do it.
Can you show us the washing the windows with your hands motion again as you're moving right? I'm not sure if my left hand is supposed to be open, closed, pointed up, down.
Yeah. And, you know, seriously, there, again, feel free to butcher the form or listen to your own body. You don't have to get super particular, but just like you're playing with your Qi ball, really, just remember you're playing with your Qi ball as your wax on, wax off is another way to remember this. My hands are kind of up, like I'm cleaning the window. It's like I open the curtain. I open the curtain and I look out the window and I go, oh my gosh, there's streaks in the window. I need to clean it. But my bed is right up against the wall with only enough space for me to wiggle out sideways. So I'm coming up from open, close, and I'm stepping right with my foot as I'm looking left. And then I shift my weight to the right because I got to shimmy out to go get the Windex to clean my window. So my foot comes back in. And now I can step to the right 3 times easily. Open, close. So I'm going to move over a little more this way, just for the sake of maybe seeing it better. And well, I don't know if you want to see my hands or my feet. You want to see my hands move or my feet and move in the same direction I do?
The hands that are always what really confuses me.
Yeah. Yes. And I had trouble with that too. I really did. It took me like about 3 weeks to finally get it. It was like, frustrating. So, all right. So we've done our open and close. And now we're holding the Qi ball. And I'm going to look out my window and I'm going to move the drapes to the left. But to do that with a counterbalance, I'm going to step right. And I'm going to move my hand right just a bit with my foot as I push the curtain open. Now I'm going to come back in with my right foot and my right hand at the same time. So now I can step right 3 times. And I'm gonna not talk and do this move again a little bit faster so you get more of the out-in motion that I'm talking about, because that's what screwed me up. I was like, wait. So did it help seeing it faster a little bit? It's this out in.
Couldn't keep up.
On, wax off, wax on, wax off. Steal from whatever movie, Karate Kid movie. Let's just try doing this a few times maybe, and I'll turn around. So from open and close. Shift weight right, put your right palm up, open that curtain to the left. Oh my, it's dirty. Then it's easy enough to do 3 of these because you step back in. The thing is, you go out initially, because there's always a counterbalance move in Tai Chi, keep our balance. So we've shifted our weight right, but we're looking left, and our left hand is the counterbalance. So to re-counterbalance and to be able to move right, we have to move our right leg back in. Otherwise, if I'm out this far, try and take another step gracefully. You're too far spread apart. It's very clunky. So that's why we open, close, step right, open the curtain left, and then bring your right hand and leg back in. And now you can easily go to the right 3 times. But it's that in-out movement that keeps our balance. As I said, because if we're doing this and I've taken a step out and I'm looking this way, how awkward is it to try and move right again? It's just not very easy, is it? That's why we always open, close, step out, and then come back in. So I'll turn around and do that. I hope that explanation helps a little bit. I know this was probably one of the trickiest moves for me to get in the whole sequence of moves. But once you get it, you're going to feel really good about it. And you're going to be prancing around doing your waving hands thing. So, anyway, let's go from commence, all right? So, the ball, I'm drawing the U. Step left, offer my ball, counterweight with my right foot coming forward as I open and close. Now, from here, I'm going to step a small step to the right, not a big step, everything's small. A small step to the right as I look left. And now, because I'm telling myself, what am I doing next? I have to move to the right. Well, to move to the right comfortably and gracefully and smoothly, I have to bring my right arm and hand back in. So, whoosh. Now I'm just holding my Qi ball again in front of me. And now it's easy to move right. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, come back open, and close. I'll do it front view, but remember we're switched. So I'll give you right, left cues. All right, let's commence. Now, small step right, open the curtain left. What am I doing next? I'm moving right, so I have to bring this leg back in and arm back in so I can gracefully step right. I'm sure that y'all are gonna have to practice on this some so your body gets the feel for it. I know, like I said, it took me 3 weeks with my master trainer in this one move just to get certified to teach this. So I feel your pain. Let's try it again. Got my happy feet lined up good. Smiling from the heart. Commence. Shift weight right. Step left. Offer my ball. Step with my right. Oh, you don't want the ball? Okay, fine. I'll look out the window. Oh my, it's a dirty window. Need to scooch out from this bed space to go get the Windex. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Open, close. You guys starting to get a feel for this move?
I think that now that we've kind of gotten this one, I think that we're about ready to wrap up.
Yeah, I think this is a good stop place because like I said, this wave hands move is a little tricky to coordinate it in with the first 2 moves. And you just remember that from open close, you're just holding your chi ball again. And so after like you offered the ball and the person didn't want it and you brought it back, then you go fine and you step right. I'm going to look out the window. Oh, it's dirty. Now I only have this much bed space between the window and my bed. So that's why I got to shuffle out and wax on, wax off, going sideways like that. So open, close, step right, look left. Oops, dirty window. Right arm and hand back in. Now I can go to the right 3 times easy. And remember, slow, slow. The movements are slow. Slow as you can go is better. Slow is better. There is no hurry in Tai Chi. And as a matter of fact, it takes more mindfulness, concentration, and strength to move your body slowly and keep your balance. It really does. I mean, you notice people when they lose their balance, they move quick because they're like, oh, trying to get back into their proprioception, their balance. So, my friends, if you have any questions or anything, lay them on me. And if not, we'll meet up next week and we'll backtrack on the steps and then move forward a little bit more each time, covering like another little part of the step. And in like 8 weeks, you guys should have this down and all of us can be doing this cool thing.
I think it would be helpful for you to go over the value of this particular move for arthritis and balance. I think we did get the idea of the balance just in your last message that you shared with us in terms of making sure you're going slowly, and it does take more strength in order to move slowly. But would you mind reiterating the value for arthritis?
Yes, because when we're moving slowly and we're focused on our weight shifting makes us realize we have a full leg, full weight, and an empty leg, and it's strengthening your full leg. And we never lock our knees in Tai Chi. They're always a little bit bent. So even on your full leg, your knee is still bent a little bit. This strengthens and flexes our muscles, our tendons, our ligaments. And especially with this move, the sideways move of, you can really feel it. Like if your weight is on your back leg, you can feel it. You can feel it in your butt. You can feel it down the muscles here. You can feel it in your knee. You can feel it in your ankle and foot. And then the shifting of the weight adds to flexibility in our hips. And the flexibility in arthritis, that's a huge issue. Most arthritis is like gravity got to the body, unless rheumatoid is different. Young kids are diagnosed with that, and that's more of an immune disorder. But osteoarthritis, listen, baby, gravity. We get crunched down every day by gravity. We sit in front of our computers crunched over, curled up. We don't move, we don't flex. That's why yoga toes, spreading your toes apart, is so good. All of these motions are so good for arthritis because you're flexing things that have become rigid and unused over time, and gravity has kind of crimped them in. I'll tell you the truth, since I started doing Tai Chi, I've grown an inch. I was 5'7", I'm 5'8" now from stretching my spine. So it's amazing. If you notice when I'm teaching and talking, I'm usually always moving around, some just to keep my energy going. Plus, I don't like standing for too long with my right foot the way it is. It feels good to walk. It feels good to walk. So any other questions? Did I answer that question sufficiently?
Yes, you did. I was thinking that maybe Nancy might have a question for you.
No, not really, but I do want to add that I've found that line dance and also Tai Chi keeps your brain sharp.
Oh,
and yeah.
Yeah, it really does, because
Older folks. Oh, yeah.
you're learning this whole sequence of steps, like a choreography, like this whole dance. And so your mind has to be very focused on what are you doing next. And not only that, but with practice and time, your mindfulness goes to your breath, to how you're moving, to loose wrists, to full weight, empty weight, to all of these different aspects within Tai Chi, to especially our breathing. And when you're bouncing all these balls around in your energy ball, it's very, very good for your brain.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Marcia, for another absolutely powerful Qi Gong segment. This is awesome. I really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. I'm really enjoying this. It's getting me back into the groove because it's been some months since I've taught because of my PAD and my foot and all the procedures. And I decided with our light a red candle thing that I'm getting going early on this because I'll be doggone, I'm going to be walking 10,000 steps a day by September 1st.
I love it. I think that that's exciting. And
Yeah, and I've already made progress this week because it took me 5 days to walk 10,000 steps. And today I've already done 2,500 steps. So I should be able to do 10,000 in 4 days, and then 10,000 in 3, and then in 2, and in 1. And then I can walk down all the way down the end of the street to my friend's house and have coffee with her.
that's a really good goal to have. I love that you're taking it just little steps, baby steps, just a little bit at a time, creating those micro goals. You have that ultimate goal, of course, September 1st to hit 10,000 a day, but you want to make sure to get, just even in the meantime, you have the goal to go down to your friend's house to have coffee, but you want to just little by little by little micro goals to get to that goal and then to the next big goal. And I think that really works. Goal setting really works.
Yeah, it does. And like sometimes I get really hyper and I forget that I'm 66 now and I think I'm like 18 and I'm like, oh, I can do this. And I did that after my first procedure in December. And I went right back out. I did all my jobs and I'm doing my Qi Gong and Tai Chi. And I think I screwed up my blood vessels because I had pushed it too hard, too fast. And so for me, I've only really been dealing with the interventional stuff on my peripheral arteries since December, like 5 months, 6 months. So it's been a learning curve for me, and I'm happy to share my progress because I think by seeing other people who have PAD and live with pain all the time, that there's some hope through keeping moving. But you don't have to grill yourself and be a taskmaster whipping yourself saying walk 10,000 miles today. Listen to your body. If your body's telling you to rest, rest. If it's telling you rub my foot, take it easy today. Listen. If you're feeling more energy and you feel like you can go a little bit further, then do it. But we got to listen to our bodies. And that's where Tai Chi is wonderful because it creates mindfulness. It makes us aware of how our bodies are feeling.
I find it relaxes me. So
yes, it is very.
As you said in the beginning, I feel grounded and I feel like I have this seamless flow of energy just going right through my body. And I feel like my mind is much clearer too.
Yes, clarity. All of these things are all the magic of Qigong and Tai Chi. And if you look at Tai Chi, which is a series of steps, and you break it down, you go, well, what are those series of steps? Qigong movements, single movements, just put together in a choreography. It all came from Qigong. So
what are we doing next week?
We're going to continue on with this course in Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. And I'm teaching it a little bit differently than I'm required to when I teach it for elder options because there's all this paperwork people have to sign and blah, blah. I'm going to do things certain ways. But I have a little more freedom with my certification and with the group I'm with to change it up a bit and speed up the class a bit. When I taught this same class for elder options, it was meeting for 2 months, twice a week. So it was you had to be very committed to this twice a week schedule for 8 weeks, 2 months. And I feel like I can cover the same ground in the 8 weeks, just doing it once a week. And I think that everybody will learn. And of course, we're flexible in our teaching. If some of you are like, wait, back up, we need to do this some more, I don't get it, then we go with the flow. I mean, that's how I look at this whole adventure. I learned from it. I hope y'all are learning from it. And I know that just by the movements that everyone has been